Hello everybody, welcome to Free to Play Friday, welcome to Faeria. This has been requested by a couple of people on the other Free to Play Friday videos, and oh my goodness, thank you those people, because this game is bloody great. In a nutshell, it's very, very similar to Hearthstone, but the main difference is that instead of where the Hearthstone board is just sort of a line where you put your stuff and a line where your opponent puts his stuff, and then you hit each other and you can hit everything and anything unless there's a card telling you can't. With this game, you start quite away from your opponent and you sort of build a world and your cards move up it. It makes more sense when I show you, so I'm going to jump straight into a game now. We'll just do a quick little battle against the AI so I can explain a few things. We'll take my deck that I think is okay. It's 3.7, that's the average Faeria or mana cost of the cards, but we'll all come into that soon enough. Wait, no, we want to do practice against the AI first of all, just so I can explain a few things. But this game is fantastic. I'm still playing it as a free-to-play. Obviously, with these trading card deck builder games, there's a lot of microtransactions. But I'm still playing it free-to-play, and I think I've got a good amount of cards going on. So anyway, this is the game. This is the board. This is how it all works. There's two phases to your turn. You don't have to do them in any certain order, but one of the phases is you play the cards, exactly as you would with Hearthstone. They cost 2 Faeria, that's the mana, or 6 in this case, or whatever. And the other part of the game is you play an action. And in that action, you build the world. So we can take 2 tiles here that are just neutral tiles here. There's also different types of tile that we can play. We're just going to make a standard opening here, and we're going to get a card and a little soldier down there right next to these mana wells, which we can now collect for more mana. So when we next get our turn, because we've got someone harvesting this well, we're going to have 1 more mana than we otherwise would. He's going second. That's the coin that you get in Hearthstone. If you go second, you get that boost. And I think that's quite a good card. This guy seems to be going quite aggressively here. So let's hopefully counter that in a minute. Let's play a forest tile. This deck that I built is quite forest heavy. These tiles here, you've got deserts, mountains, forests, and lakes, water, whatever. Some cards are only playable in some other ones. As you can see, I've got all forest cards here. So if we have a look at this ancient boar, or let's have a look at, they're both ancient boars actually. It costs 6 to play, but it also requires that we have 1 forest tile on the ground. We have 5 at the moment. And then he will have to be played in a forest tile, so we couldn't, for example, play him there. But we're just going to have quite a passive open here. We're going to chuck down 2 more random forest tiles about. That was not a bad position for them. And we're going to have to hope that this guy isn't too aggressive, because we've had quite a slow start here. But this is how the world builds, and the idea, and this is what this guy's doing with his aggression, is he's trying to just get right up and at us, because when we summon enemies, we can summon them in any of our tiles. So if we get a tile, if this guy can get a tile down here, then he can summon enemies right next to us, if that makes sense. Now, we are really actually getting a bit done over here. It shouldn't be too bad. He's not got a lot of attack, so I don't think we're in too much danger. I'm just going to fill ourselves in there a little bit, just so that and we'll just get rid of his protection, just so that he can't then place a tile there right next to us. And this isn't a bad card, actually, at all. We won't play it just yet. We don't have to worry, like in Hearthstone, about spending all our Faeria or mana this turn. It stacks up, so we can just be very passive and wait. But unfortunately, well, we have had not the best start here. He's got right up and at us, which shouldn't be too bad. We've actually got a very good little draw there in a card. And we've got Gift of Fight an Enemy Creature. Gift is Battle Cry. I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to Hearthstone, where I'm going to say, you know, Charge 3 is not how Charge works in Hearthstone. It just means you've got a bigger attack range. Gift is Battle Cry. I'm not quite sure what Fight an Enemy Creature is. Does it mean he just pops out and then fights it right away? I'm going to assume so, but then why wouldn't it just be Haste, which is the charge? Let's have a go, because I've not actually used this card before. For all that this is my deck... Oh, I guess it is. Oh, that's not bad then. That was a good little play then. All in all, wasn't it? I'm going to wait to play these. If you control a creature with 5 or less than... it costs 2 less, or 5 life or more, I should say, then it costs 2 less. So we're going to wait there. There's no point playing these. As I said, our mana stacks. So what I think we'll do is we'll just play a forest tile, let's say. In fact, I'll tell you what will be a smarter play. Let's fill in our map a little bit. We're getting a good little bit of stuff there. And we'll just play an enemy there. Yes. We'll play our Silent Horsemaster there. Give another friendly creature charge 3 this turn. Unfortunately, we already attacked with our Stalker, so it's not going to be that useful. But we get our guy out. We get him by the mana well. So it's okay. So this guy really did try and get up and at us, but I think we've weathered the storm, so to speak. So let's try and counterattack now at him. Now, we can play, or we can create land anywhere near, or anywhere adjacent to land we've already got, or anywhere adjacent to a creature that we've got. So, for example, if I were to move our fella just up here, I could then play it there. So anything adjacent to one of our creatures or one of the tiles we've already built is where we can play our tiles. To be honest, there's not that many good options there, so I'm just going to put our fella there. I'm just going to move in and just try and weather the storm a little bit more. We'll play a Silent Warrior here. That should be all the protection we need, because we do have that 5 or more health down. These guys are going to be a bit cheaper. Unfortunately, not cheap enough, but I think, as I said, we have weathered the storm here. What my job is going to be now to do, I think, is to get one of these ancient boars with the 2... Oh, what was that spell he just played? Oh, that was annoying. Okay, well, what we're going to do here, then, we're going to play this ancient boar. Now, this ancient boar has to be summoned in a forest tile, annoyingly, but it does have dash 2, and what that means is when we play it, he can immediately move 2 squares. So we're going to get him up there, and we're going to immediately get a forest in there. That's a good, aggressive little forest that we've got, and then we'll just continue to defend our lot here. Okay, that's perfect. That's a good turn there. We're definitely in the ascendancy here. So a good tactic that I found is try and get 4 cheap creatures just harvesting these wells. It's not really happened here. I think what we'll do is we'll move this guy in. He can keep the aggression up on this side, and then we can keep this well in. We've got a Bloom Spire here. I like the Bloom Spires. We do need more forests, though. But anyway, we'll move in. We'll start getting aggressive ourselves now. We'll just take that well in, and then what I think would be an idea is if we just popped our forest there, and then I think we'll just play... Oh, it's going to have to be our Ancient Boar, which means we're not really going to get use out of his dash, because I want him to stay here for the sake of the mana well. Or actually, let's put him there and we'll steal that mana well. There you go. That's a good idea, isn't it? And you know what? We'll just play this Bloom Spire to get more stuff on the board. Lovely. So you can see how the world evolves. You can see how there's different tactics with... it's not just about playing cards. You've got to think about where you're putting your stuff. You've got to maybe make a run like we did with our Ancient Boar to try and get some, you know, stuff up and at him. Right. Let's just keep killing, shall we? This 3/6, this Skyland Warrior is going to be a bit of a problem. We should be able to deal with it. If I were to just play our little Ticky Caretaker and then buff our fella there, we're going to unfortunately say goodbye to this Bloom Spire, but it's got a good last words. Last words is Death Rattle. A random creature in your hand gains 5/5. That's a decent last words, isn't it? You know what? Can we afford that? We can. And can we afford a forest? We can. We'll put it right there. So this is fantastic, because now we can spawn enemies next to his hero. I'm not going to play the Oakling. I'm going to play the Seedling. That just production at the end of every turn, or at the start of your turn. I think it actually is, but that's what production means. So we're definitely, I think, set to win this game. A little bit rocky at the start there. He really came at us. It was a very aggressive opening by this guy, but I think we're sorted. Explore, gain a prairie. Yes, prairie is the neutral tile. So in this game, you've only really seen the forests, but there's certain cards that maybe, like this Oakling, requires 2 forests. There's some cards that require 3 forests and 3 lakes, or 3 mountains and 3 deserts or something. So when you're coming to deck build, you really do have to think long and hard about what you're putting in. You know, I've got a good mix of abilities in my cards, but am I actually going to realistically be able to play them all, you know, because this one's going to need forests, this one's going to need lakes, so there's a lot more deck building to it, and I'm just having such a ball with this. I think, as I said, we've got this game, there's not much there. We can maybe just go and harvest that well there, and do we want to, instead of playing any more tiles, should we just draw another card with our action? That's a good card. That's a good card there. So yeah, this is my deck that I've designed. It's all forest. I don't think I've got any other cards in here that need anything else. It's all forest based. And I think it's pretty good. I've been playing the low ranked games. It begins at rank 25, just like it does in Hearthstone. I think I've got to rank 20. I've not lost that many games, and this is still my free-to-play deck, so I'm quite happy with it. I did get absolutely trounced in one. I think some guy had obviously put a bit of money into the game, and he absolutely wrecks me. But for the most part, I think I've been doing all right. As I said, this is just a nice battle against a little easy AI, so there's not really much to worry about there. Taunt is still taunt, but it obviously only affects if you're within a tile of it. So if I put a taunt down here, it wouldn't have any bearing on any other of the game. But if I put a taunt, say, here, then this enemy would have to attack that card before anything else. Right. What was that then? Oh, that was our last words. 5-5. Come on. Oh, it wasn't 5-5. It was 1-1 5 times. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I definitely think, as I've thought for a little while, that this game is in the bag. 3 health there now for their hero. Wow! Oh no, that was what happened. Oh my good golly gosh. Okay, so I didn't read the card properly there. Let's have a look at it. No, I'm not seeing it now. Last words. Okay, so it was Death Rattle, a random green creature. It's a forest slot. In your hand gains 5-5, and it happened to be the one that was already 7-7. So that is pretty darn crazy. Should we just turn one of our prairies into a forest, because you can do that. Once you've got a forest, you can't then turn it into a desert or a mountain, but when you've got these blank tiles, you can. So we flooded the board here. We've weathered the storm. As you can see, his taunt had to attack our card there. You can't even move. You can't move away from a taunt. If you've got a taunt next to an enemy, that enemy has to attack you. Okay, well, this is a big win. Shall we finish with the 12-12? So each card, unless it's got dash or something, can move one and then attack one. Charge means it can attack further. Dash means it can move further. Haste means it can move further. Dash is effectively charge as it is in Hearthstone. You can play it and then attack in the same turn. But that's how the game works, basically. I hope that sort of made sense. Should we jump into some ranked play? Or actually, shall I show you my deck first of all? I think I've got to go to the deck builder. This is the deck builder, everyone. So that's an aggressive deck that I made. It's predominantly neutral desert and mountain cards. I'm not actually sure how good it is. I just played it for a quest, because there's quests here as well. I just made it for a quest. I've been playing the... Oh god, I don't even know how you go back. There we go. I've been playing the I Think It's Okay deck, mainly because I think it's okay. And this is what I'm rocking with. So I've got this Falcon Drive, which is just a very standard spell. This game calls spells events, by the way. So if you ever see a card that says, oh, this effect when an event is played, that means a spell. So I've got this. I've got basically a totem here, a Steam Forge, that at the start of my turn is going to give one creature +1 attack, which is pretty good. I've got a Village Elder, Silent Horsemaster here. I just wanted a couple of these cheap cards in so I could go and quickly grab a well in the early turns if I needed to or wanted to. So I've got a Village Elder there, 2 mana. Last words, draw a card. I think that's pretty good. Another difference I found with Hearthstone, or with this against Hearthstone, is that I found myself able to get mana a lot better than in Hearthstone. Because in Hearthstone you get 1 a turn and you lose it if you don't spend it. With this one, not only does it stack, but the wells are there. So really, if you see a card like the Wood Elemental, you can realistically play that turn 1 or 2. You know, if you've done well, maybe not turn 1, but you can realistically play, you know, a Grove Guardian turn, or an ancient, maybe not a Grove Guardian because it needs 3 forests, but you can realistically play, I have realistically played a couple of times Seed Towers on turn 2 or 3, you know, and they're some of the higher end. So when my average card cost is 3.7, that's actually quite cheap, I think. You do have cards going all the way up to 20 in this that I've seen. In fact, let's actually show you one of those. This is the crafting thing. Let's go to the forests, because that's the one that I care about. I think there's there's actually not, but you see some of these cards need, for example, 3 forests and 3 mountains to play these, or this one needs 2 of everything. My god, what is the effect of that? I can't afford to craft one, unfortunately, because I've only got, I've only got 11 crystals. I need 80 to charm one, but gain 3 life and copy the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. They cost 3 mana less. You cannot wish for more wishes. Yeah, so the wishes are a kind of weird thing. I've only found them in the Pandora runs, which is like the arena runs. We'll worry about that later, but I wanted to show you what some of the really expensive cards do, and I think the mountains have some expensive ones. You've got a 10 there. Flying, which means it can just go, it doesn't have to stay on the tiles. It can go into the sea. Deal 3 damage to all enemy creatures as a gift. That's pretty good. Where are the really expensive ones? Are they in the desert? I'm not going to find them now after saying that there's 20, am I? 8s and 3s and 8s and 3s. Let's just stick it to the 7 pluses. Are they neutral then? There you go. There's a neutral one. So you've got 20 here. Radiance Imperial Airship. So it's flying. It's got -3. Radiance's Faeria cost equals your life total. So it's kind of like one of the mountain giants in Hearthstone. But you see, there's a hell of a lot of cards and they do a hell of a lot of different things. Really interesting stuff. But anyway, that's more or less my deck that I'm running. So I've got a couple of just good, solid neutral cards here. A Vinyl, which is pretty good. Taunt and Last Words create a random forest. Being able to create forests quickly is very strong, or being able to create any tiles quickly is very strong. So I've got a couple of cards here that do that. I've got the Vine Wall, I've got Wild Growth, which is just a spell that creates 2 random forests. I've got Seed Towers that create random forests. What else? I think I've got something else in there as well. Yeah, Gift Create a Forest on the Wood Elemental. I'd actually like another one of those in the deck. You know what? Let's change this deck now. Let's see how much a Wood Elemental is to cost. I think it was 4 mana. I've only got 11. Some of these cards only cost 5. Some of them cost a lot more. Wood Elemental is going to cost 5. You know what? Let's craft one and let's put that in the deck. What should we lose? What should we lose? I don't really want to lose any of this later stuff because they're my big hitters. This is, I guess, kind of a passive deck. It's kind of absorb the early rush and then attack. So I want to keep the big hitters in. Certainly the Ancient Boars, certainly those Ancient Beastmasters. Whenever you summon a creature with 5 life or more, it gains +1/1. That works because I've got quite a few with life 5 or more. Tiki Caretaker. In the games I've played, I've not really used this card a lot, so we'll put that in, and then we'll take another Wood Elemental. Is beautiful. Okay, right, so that's the deck I'm running. Should we go and play against a human person? And then I'll tell you what, after that, we'll have a look if I can afford one with gold. We'll have a look at the Pandora or Arena runs and hopefully build quite a different deck to show off some more of the cards. But let's see if I can be successful against a human. Let's play some ranked. I'm ranked 19. This deck, so far, I don't want to jinx it, but reasonably successful with. I've only lost a couple, and they were games where the guys were just able to play such amazing cards that I just really had no chance at all. Not to make excuses or anything, but you do see it a little bit when you're playing it free to play. The matchmaking in this has not been that long. Even at 25 seconds, it's a bit lengthy here. I'm not playing this at quite an active time for gamers, I think. I'm playing it mid-afternoon. When I was playing this last evening, I was finding matches in under 5 seconds, but even still, that was about 35 there. It's not too bad at all. Big swig of water there as we kick off. Wood Elemental, definitely anything that creates forest, I'm definitely going to keep in my hand. We'll get rid of these two in the hope of something a little bit cheaper. That's very good. That's a very good starting hand, actually. If we can get the Explore, so if we can go second and we get that Explore card, which is, it's like the coin, but it gives you +2 Faeria and it lets you create a Prairie. I think that's a bit OP. It sounds OP, but then in actual contradictory to myself here, I'm going to re-say that sentence. To contradict myself a bit, we do get the Explore. I feel like this is a bit OP, but I've not necessarily seen more wins than losses when I've played it, so maybe it's not. Maybe it just sounds OP because I'm thinking Hearthstone-y. But this is brilliant because what we can do that we otherwise couldn't have done with our opening here is we can play our Explore here, and then we'll immediately get a forest down, and then because we've got a forest and we've got enough mana, we'll play this Seedling, which is just going to sit here where it's safe, harvesting mana for us and growing because it gains +1/1 per turn. So we can just have this. This is a great little thing to bring into the game later, and we're already going to be at a mana advantage with this guy, so that is a promising start. But we don't want to get carried away with ourselves. It looks like he's going for something similar. He's going this way, I assume, to try and counter. Oh, we're getting another Seedling here. He's still not played any creatures. That could be worrying because he's probably got something massive in store. Seeing as he's not played anything, I guess we can say that we've got enough time to be a little bit slower. So let's put a forest here, and then we'll put our Wood Elemental here, and we get the gift of another forest, which I'm gonna straight away just put ahead of us, so that we can try and get, you know, we're not letting him get these tiles, because if he's able to then spawn creatures near us, that's obviously a problem. And if we can get up and at him, and then if we can spawn creatures near him, then that's very good. What is this guy planning? Combat, so that's every time it attacks, A random creature you control gains 3 and 0. Oh, now that's strong. That's worryingly strong, but we're having quite a good opening here as well. But the thing is, if we let that get 3 attacks off, he's getting 9 attack points over and away. Right, what we'll do is we'll play our Sly Horse Master. That's not going to let us play our Seed Tower, though, and I want to play our Seed Tower. Let's move this guy up. You know what? Ooh, what other ability? Oh, this is the only ability. The thing is, this guy can now get things. He can build in this tile if he goes for it, which means he can hurt our little fella here. But I'm gonna stick with the mana. It's gonna give us. We're gonna waste his gift again, as we often do. But I basically have this in just because it's cheap and we can get the mana well. So really, my opening. Oh, we should have played that seedling actually. I wasn't thinking about that. Oh, well, we can play it next time. We just... Oh, maybe he's not doing that. Maybe he is just going for the mana wells. Okay, well, I've got my plan here. What we're going to do, and we can do both of these, actually. That's excellent. Let's get a forest here. Let's get that seedling here and hopefully get our random forest there. Not quite. That's okay, though. 5 and 7. Combat only affects when he attacks. So if we attack it, it doesn't count. But that is a good card there. That can do us a lot of damage. As far as I have seen, there's not any silence mechanic in this game yet, so that combat is something we're going to have to deal with. Let's just, because this is going to be a taunt anyway, so we don't necessarily need to jump in that tile, and he can only move 1 anyway. I'm trying to think here. We're definitely going to just play this seedling here, I think, and it can just, you know, grow. It can just grow. That's what the seedling does, isn't it? And if we can maybe get a forest there as well, then we are able to then spawn big creatures very near him. Maybe this guy's not had a good draw, because I'm not seeing much of a play from him, but look at all the cards he's got. There's got to be something in his pocket. Oh, he's moving off now, is he? If I can find a buff. If I can find a buff for this guy, then that would be great. But unfortunately, I just got rid of my buff. Right, okay. So this... Let's get rid of that. This is a good card. I actually have used this in an arena run or a Pandora run before. It's taunt and it's production, so at the start of his turn, deal 2 damage to all adjacent enemies. That's, I mean, that's strong, man. That's just hella strong. So what we need to do, obviously we need to get rid of that as well. Now, can we kill it this turn? No, we can't, unless we draw something that buffs. And unfortunately, I just got rid of the Tiki caretaker thing. Not that we'd have been able to buff it big enough. Anyway, I want to try and avoid this, or do I want to just go in and kill it? I can't just go in and kill it, though. That's the problem. Right, here's what I'm going to do. What's that? That's taunt and combat deal 2 damage to your opponent. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad at all. Right, let's think about this. We don't actually have that much time left. Let's just claim that tile, because that could be strong for us later. And let's then just put in a tile there so he can't have it, and then we'll just play our Skyland Warrior there, and he's gonna make use of that combat mechanic, but we're just gonna have to accept that. We'll put our taunt there, and we'll move this guy up as well. Okay, man, that was a long turn for us there. I'm not sure we particularly played the best. I make no claims at all to be a pro at this game. Deal 2 damage if a creature dies. It deals 2 damage to its controller. Boo! Range. Oh, so range means he can shoot, as it might guess. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. What is going on here? Right, okay, that was somewhat less pleasant than I was envisaging. Right, now this taunt is being problematic for us, because it means we can't hit that Kobold Warlord. So let's think. We can kill this taunt. I'm guessing it was given protection. That all happened quite quickly. It was probably given protection, right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a... I want to build a forest. Let's first of all just kill this. Let's put a forest there. Let's kill this, and we'll see if combat works. Oh God, combat works whenever it's attacked. Oh, crikey, I thought it was just when he did the attacking. That's going to hurt us. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, we need a big hitter in the game now, then. Okay, where's our forest going to go? Oh, it's an adjacent forest at random. But why didn't one of these turn into a forest, then? Maybe I'm not quite so sure of the mechanic of that as I thought. Right, so we need to try and avoid that Warlord at all costs, don't we? Unfortunately, we can't. So I guess what would be best is if we make sure it sticks to our taunt, and then we need to really work on getting this guy up in a minute. Okay. Right, so there's the 2 damage from that guy. We've definitely still got better stuff on the board. That's just a spell that adds stuff to his hand. What we're going to have to... Oh, crikey. Oh, and of course my phone goes off every time. Every single time I'm recording. Alright, hopefully I've thrown that far enough across the room so that we can't hear it. Oh, he's played another taunt there. Oh, that's not good. Because I was hoping to be able to... See, I can't attack that. I was hoping to be able to swing this guy round, attack that taunt, and then be able to move our 4-3 there into that 4-4, but we're not going to be able to do that. That is annoying. And this guy's getting out of hand. If he keeps getting the +3s, man, what do we even do about that? Okay, what we're going to have to do here then is start moving our seedling up. He's much more than a seedling now, I'll tell you that much. Oh, crikey, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. But we can cope with it. We can definitely cope with it. Okay, so here's what we do. We could get another forest down. Forests are always better, I think. So we'll get a forest down. We'll move our fella up here. We will play a 1 there, just because he gets in. And you know what? We'll even put a taunt down here as well. Okay, so we've kind of flooded the board a little bit, and we can clear up here. But that 6-2, we need to be getting rid of that 6-2 pronto. We need to be getting rid of that 6-2 pronto, but it looks like we have flooded enough, although the fact you say, oh, come on, no! What are we getting then? Oh, that's a good little... Oh, crikey! How did he do that? Was I not concentrating? Unfortunately, it doesn't really give you a chance to have a look. How did he... Oh, he must have... We'll have to play again. Yeah, we lost that one, unfortunately. I knew I'd lose the moment I started recording. It was obvious. We'll search for another game here. I'm actually a bit confused as to how I lost that one. Maybe I just wasn't concentrating as much as I thought I was. Because I certainly didn't see as much... I did not see how he got that much damage. Unless he cast a spell on... I don't know. I don't know, guys, but we lost it. We'll have to move on. Maybe I should have recorded this a little earlier in the day when there were more casuals playing the game. Or a little later in the day when there were more casuals playing the game. I feel like I'm up against some pros here. But we've got another strong start, if I'm honest. Another very strong start here. We're happy with this one, certainly. We've got a Bloom Spy there. So this is a Lakey fella. Okay, I'm determined to get a win. I'm determined to get a win on the on the video. Right, what I think we'll do is we'll just have a very quick opening and we'll just take a mana well. I still think that's a strong opening there because now we're just getting 1 more mana than him every turn. Our next turn play is going to very simply be the Wood Elemental. We'll play a forest and then we'll play the Wood Elemental on the forest and get another forest, which is good. This guy seems to be going for a reasonably similar tactic. So maybe whenever you draw a card, gain +1. Man, I'm seeing some good cards today. Choose one, give a creature -2, -1. Oh, bloody hell, and that killed it. Jesus! Deal 3 damage to a structure, gain 4 life. Okay, I'm seeing some good cards here. I know I'm against pros because this guy in the hood is the free-to-play symbol. Or the free-to-play icon, profile picture, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not seeing any others. Right, okay, we're going to have to change tact slightly. We could put the Silent Warrior down, and we could start getting aggressive. We could put our Wood Elemental down. I'm certainly going to play the Prairie there. And I'm going to put a Steam Forge there as well. And I'm going to put our Skyland Warrior there. Okay, combat that, you swine. And we'll put a Forest there. Good, okay, that feels like a good turn. Yeah, this guy's got higher level. He's unlocked some aesthetical changes, which I haven't done, so I feel like I'm certainly against a better player here. But that's okay. The next card you draw... Whoa, 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 what is that? The next card you draw with an original cost of 7 or higher cost 3 less. Okay. Okay. Do we want to get aggressive into this guy? Yes. Yes, I think we do. We can move this guy up. We can get our forest there. Do we get to pick where it's going to be, or is it at random? We get to pick. Well, we'll put it there then, and then we can get our Bloom Spy there, collecting that mana. Alright, we'll try and get over here. It's going to take us a little while to get over there. He might very well have 6 attack before we make it to him. Man, that's a good card. Whenever you draw a card, which is at least going to be 1 a turn, no question, you're going to gain an attack. That's strong. That's strong. I'd like something similar to that in my stuff. But we've got this Steam Forge, which is effectively the same thing now, I come to think of it. Right, okay, we're getting this Ancient Boar cheaper, so we're going to move our Wood Elemental to here and collect that mana. We can now play another Silent Warrior. I think certainly we want to just get rid of that guy as quickly as we can. And then we could be very, very cheeky and just play our Silent Warrior there, for example. Unfortunately, I missed the chance now to put the Ancient Boar down, but I don't think I was going to do that anyway. Yeah, if we just put a random block there, and we'll just put another one there for good measure, and then we can play our Silent Warrior next to the Mana Portal, and we've got a good little situation going here for ourselves. Oh, as I try and suppress some hiccups. Okay. I don't know if it's good or not. I lost that last game when I thought I just about coped. So we'll have to take every turn as it comes. Now, what's he playing? If we can get our cards onto his mountain tiles, he obviously can't create anything there. And what would be more is if we can get this 5-1 if he is to survive the turn. If we can get him to here, I'm not sure what he's doing, but we can trade this 5-1 into him quite nicely. So I'm very happy about that. Oh, give a random creature protection, you swine! No! Oh, that's annoying. That's a bit annoying. I don't think there's much we can do about that either. Well, we can still kill it, but it's just gonna cost us. It's just gonna cost us a little bit. That's annoying. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do then. I am going to play a forest here. Move up and attack that creature. I think this is still a worthwhile trade. Obviously, we're going to have this guy very damaged, where he otherwise wouldn't have needed to be, but that's okay. Let's get, or do we want to actually, get an Ancient Boar down first, seeing as how we can play it? No, I think what we'll do is we'll get an Ancient Beastmaster. These aren't forest tiles, are they? Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll break the protection, that's Divine Shield, obviously, there, and then we will trade. We're going to be losing out on this side now, so we're going to need to get something over there, which means we're going to need to get a forest creature or a forest tile over there. But what we'll do just for now is we'll play this Ancient Beastmaster. He's gonna buff stuff. He's gonna buff our bigger creatures here, so it's not too bad. And we can keep this Wood Elemental on the push, and if we can maybe just try and sneak something into there. If we can get a forest tile here, that would be big. That would be very big. If I was him, I'd be filling that in right now. We're getting good value off our Steam Forge as well. Okay, well that was expected. We've got nothing that can immediately deal 3 damage. But we can trade that again, so we've done well with that Wood Elemental. Oh god, he's still not gone for it. I see. Okay, right, Ancient Beastmaster, another one. Oh! Okay, well, first things first, I think we'll collect that mana and we'll trade there. I think that's good. We need to get a forest over here, don't we? And we need to get a creature over here as well. Right. I want to play this Ancient Boar. I want to play the Ancient Beastmaster and then the Ancient Boar, because that Ancient Boar would then be a 6-7 as opposed to, you know, something else. So what we're going to do, here's the plan. We're going to move this guy up. We're going to keep aggressive here. We're going to put... I'm not going to put it down. I'm going to put a forest here. And I'm going to play another Beastmaster. And I'm not going to play the Bloom Sparrow. I'm going to save the 2 mana. We've got a lot of stuff ready to buff. We might have to pay the full cost for this Ancient Boar, but we're going to be paying the full cost for a 6-7 Ancient Boar instead of a 4-5. So that makes me feel a lot better about everything. He did fill that square in. That's a bit of a shame. But it's okay. He's got a little close to us there, as a matter of fact. And he's got whenever an enemy creature dies, gain 2-1. Well, hopefully we can kill that before any such thing happens. Oh, this is what we want. Okay. That Seed Tower is going to get the buff as well. Okay, so this is massive. Now it's a forest, adjacent forest at random. Okay, so we need to play that there, and then we get that forest in there. We can't afford it, though. That was an oversight on my part. Ooh, okay, well, we might as well play the Bloom Spray. I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about that. We should have just taken the extra mana. That was just my mistake. Well, in fact, we can steal the mana there. There we go. There's always a way around things. So we'll take that in there. This is going to be a 6/7 Ancient Boar with dash, so we can get him right there. We'll worry about the Seed Tower later. This is an excellent play. And I think we have to just kill that straight away. We're going to get a good trade, hopefully, from this. If he trades that into there, we are in a good spot. Unfortunately, he managed to get his tiles quite well up and in defense, so that we can't really spawn any nearer here. But we managed to get something in there straight away thanks to the dash mechanic. So we got a 6/7 right on his borders here. We're going to have to put a Seed Tower down here just to defend, because I can imagine there's something quite big getting up here and at us. Yeah, oh, it's only a 2/4. Whenever an enemy creature dies, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Yeah, we want to deal with this quick. Wild Growth is good. We can't afford it. We're only getting 2 mana? Really? Is that so? That's very disappointing. We're only getting four mana there. I'd have thought we'd have more. But still, we've got what looks to be a untouchable 7/7 there. That is excellent. And should we just get that 3/4 going in as well? Because that is good. That puts him really on a countdown. Now, at the most, we've only got 5 mana here, so we can't play this Seed Tower anyway. So do we want to draw a card and hopefully we get something? Or do we want to just hopefully think that we're in a race now and hopefully our 7/7 and our 3/4 can kill him before that 2/4 kills us? We need to get something down here, even if it's just a Bloom Sprite. I think we'll do it, but we'll just play Wild Growth first and see where these forests turn up, and we'll play this Bloom Sprite. It's something for us, and you know what? We'll just help ourselves out a little bit by taking a bit of Faeria for next turn. But man, if he can't kill that 7/7, we're in a really good spot here, because we can do 10 damage to him next turn as it stands. So we really are in a good spot. And this Seed Tower is still standing to be a 5/7 when it comes down, because we still have that 1 buff from that Ancient Beastmaster. Draw a card and gain 5 life. That's not what we like to see. Yeah, okay, well, he was obviously always going to kill that, or at least attack that, because that's been a really good card for us. We've had really good time. So we only get one Faeria a turn when you've not got the wells. So I think certainly we want to get the wells. If we collect both these wells, we can play our Seed Tower here, and I think it will just create a random there. But this Seed Tower, because I can imagine that our Bloodsinger is going to trade that Steamforge. And if it does, that's brilliant, so we can attack it. If not, and it just attacks us, then hey man, we get the Steamforge, and the Steamforge is still out. So let's just draw a card. It's a Village Elder. That's good, because we can put it maybe there next turn. The neutral cards, you can still play in forests and stuff, just not the other way around. So we've got a good bit of mana coming in here for us, but he is at our gate, so to speak. So we want to be careful. Ideally, he attacks our Steamforge, and he has. That's really good, because unless he puts a taunt there, we can now get rid of this Bloodsinger, and then we are in a really strong position, I think. What else? He got Boulder Thrower, ranged. Oh, if he can buff that, that's going to be a problematic thing. It's a good range as well, but he can only do it in straight lines, so we're going to want to move our 7/7 to that pond. Probably something we should have thought to do anyway. And now we've got 5 mana. I'd like to play Wild Growth and this Ancient Boar. Okay, well, let's get rid of that first of all. This ranged attack, we can hover over it to see what's doing what and where. I don't even think we need to play anything else, actually. We've got the kill there. But let's just prolong the misery for him a little bit. We'll play that. We'll just play an Ancient Boar, and we'll just put it there, and we'll just move it in. There you go. There you go. Okay, that was a good win. That was nice. There we go. Okay, that's our rank back, hopefully. Beautiful. Our star back. It works in exactly the same way, the ranking system, as it does in Hearthstone. You know, you can play something, and if you win a game and then you win another game, you get more stars, and the streak sort of builds, and then you lose it. You know, exactly how Hearthstone works. Well, that was good. This video's gone on for nearly 40 minutes. I've been having so much fun, I haven't even noticed. Shall we, just before we go, have a look at the Pandora run? Have I spoken about, by the way, the aesthetic of this game? Because it's bloody beautiful. It really is. It's gorgeous. I'm getting sort of Trine vibes. I'm getting Studio Ghibli vibes a little bit from it. I'm getting real fantasy. I'm loving it. Anyway, a Pandora coin or an arena key is going to cost us 2,000 coins. Have I got to? Oh, yes, I have got 2,000 coins. Okay, this might take some time. In fact, you know what? This video is going to be about 2 hours if I have a good run. You know what? We'll do that in a separate video. I think this one's been long enough. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This game is bloody excellent, and you're going to see more of it in not a free-to-play Friday format on this channel. There'll certainly be a Pandora run coming out. There'll certainly be more stuff coming out. I can't wait to make it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. This game is great. Free-to-play on Steam. Obviously, there are microtransactions for card packs and stuff. In fact, before we do go, should we have a look at that? So card packs and the like. Battle chests, mystic chests. These are the card packs. In fact, do we have any to open? Oh, we do. We have one to open. Let's open that before we go. So these are what you can buy. Oh, Master Swordsman has +2 attack during your turn. Interesting. I already own a Storm Spawn, apparently. It's rubbish, but you gain 10 mana on its death. Kelradan Soldier, not bad. That's just a shiny version. Gift, give a creature +4 life. Triton Warrior, 4 and jump. Okay, well, interesting. Okay, so the shop is, well, as you would expect. So there's lots of different things. 750 of these is, oh, it's only a couple of quid. £1 for 250. So one mystic chest is worth 3 quid. One battle, so a card pack is £1 basically, but I'm sure we can get it cheaper. Look, 50 quid for a crazy amount. Okay, so I guess you get good value for money if we're comparing it to other trading card games. Man, I'm just loving this game. I'm just loving this game. It looks great. It plays great. It's interesting. You got to think. There's a lot to consider when you're building a deck. I think more so than Hearthstone. At the moment, I've not really delved too much into the community of this game, but I don't think there's any real massive, you know, tryhards, or, you know, an update comes out and within a day there's a really good deck that everyone's going to play on Reddit, and then there's a counter to that deck, and they're the only two decks you see in ranked play, like maybe Hearthstone. Although maybe that's an unfair assessment on Hearthstone, because I haven't played Hearthstone for over a year. But anyway, I love this game. Man, it's just brilliant. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.